Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. The topics that we're going to, of course, cover today, we'll have that update from me, and there's a few topics there. Then we'll, of course, go into our weekly section on the safety tips for our families. Then we have our school and district highlights. We go into celebrating Black History Month, and we round it off with our recognition this week. So let's get going. First, you'll see for the updates that are in the connection from me this week. We have a few updates. First, our 36th annual Sleep Out. You'll see just the highlights from the Jerry Starr Educators Totally Committed Sleep Out from last weekend. So please read through there. Wonderful people in attendance, wonderful donations, and just a wonderful spirit of giving. Also, then, we have a capital project update, really focusing on Edison and Hoover and all the work that you could expect to see. I know that we see the dirt piles, the equipment there, and what's to come, especially in the months ahead. Then we focus on our board meeting. Just a reminder, this week coming up is our board meeting, and instead of Tuesday evening, it is actually Monday evening, February 13th. We'll have our budget work session and our board meeting together in one evening. Then we have our section on safety tips for families. And folks, unfortunately, we've seen throughout our world the terrible devastation that earthquakes can cause. We even had a little nudge here that happened in our region, measuring 3.8 on the scale, magnitude scale. And we just talk about some safety tips to go over with kiddos and even for us in the event of earthquakes. So that's our safety tips this week. Then we go into our school and district highlights. We have food service acquires new blender bike to inspire healthier habits. Our board visits Edison Elementary School and discusses ongoing capital improvements. Our district administrators take part in diversity, equity, and inclusion training. An orphanage in Honduras receives apparel donations from our Big Picture program students. Franklin Middle School classes work together to create inspiring Black History Month display. Hoover Middle School students and staff demonstrate creativity and Buffalo pride. So really take a look at all of those wonderful things, just a sample of the things happening just this past week in our district. In our next section, celebrating Black History Month, and this month we celebrate A. Philip Randolph, who founded the nation's first African-American labor union. Mr. Randolph became a prominent voice in both the labor and civil rights movement and was instrumental in an executive order issued by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, which banned discrimination in the defense industry during World War II. Really look at the connection this week, learn about our history, celebrating Black History Month this month. And finally, we finish off with our recognition, bus drivers and transportation staff. And I'm partial to our people, folks, but we have the best transportation staff in the area because our staff realizes that they are the first person that our kiddos see in the morning, and they are the last person, most of the time the last person that our kiddos see before they go home at night, and they take pride. Just in that topic alone, they take pride. And really look at this section as next week we will be celebrating our bus drivers and transportation staff, especially because that celebration is happening during the recess that we have coming up. So we're looking at celebrating next Wednesday. Really talk to your kiddos about making next Wednesday a special day for our district bus staff, our transportation staff. And that brings us to the end of the connection. And folks, I can tell you that we can sense, we've had a couple sunny days this week. We can sense spring is right around the corner. I've said it before, it's a great time to really focus on, with all of our students, that it's time to kick it into another gear. Let's really make sure that we realize we're in our second half of the year, and let's make sure we're working towards that finish line and we're doing things together. Kenton strong, Kenton proud, moving all of our kiddos forward in Kenton. Thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy that Super Bowl.